Let's talk about it. Don't listen, baby. Hey, am I on my happy hour? Love the sound of the smooth tunes, man. Shout out to my boy Everready in the greater Kansas City area, man. That boy laid down them pipes on that intro. Solo, dolo. What's happening, good people? It is a new month, a new beginning, a new quarter, and a new era right here on the Online Happy Hour. Welcome back. It's your main man, Andy Brown, the life coach, the host, the author, the award-winning independent stage play producer. And we back once more and again with some good game for you, man. I want to send a wonderful shout out to all my folks who are listening. Thank you for making time. I know you have a very busy schedule. I know you got a lot of things you could be doing, but you made time for this particular broadcast, and I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to waste your time. This is going to be a great one. Shout out to all my folks who ride in the car with their pets in their lap. I don't really understand that, but if the company is what you need on a certain occasion, so be it. What's good, Derek? Good to see you, brother. Representing Greater KC Mo. That's a good brother right there, man. Be sure to reach out to what Derek is doing. He's going to change your life in so many different ways, especially in the finance game. So be sure to holler at my main man, D Mill, and be able to check out the show, man. If you have not already subscribed to the page, please do so. You can follow us here on this social media site. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also Twitter at the handles of Andy Brown Speaks. The YouTube link and the YouTube page to follow is iLife Radio. So check it out. iLife Radio. Independent listening is for everyone radio. Be sure to get some of that, man, and represent to the fullest. It's just what we do. We're going to have a good time. If you tuned in last week and got that wonderful show, I appreciate it. If you missed that for any reason, shame on you. I had to give some love to my Graham fam in his passing. Rest assured, Brother Leon Thomas, LT3, the voice of Grambling State University. He was laid to rest this past weekend. But I also want to give a wonderful shout out to my main man, Mr. Desmond Patterson, who represented very well and talked about his wonderful fragrance for God, doing it big in the DFW, man. He celebrated his birthday last weekend as well. So I definitely want to give Des some wonderful love on that. Shout out to that. Ain't nothing like having a birthday, man. Everybody don't get them. So for people who don't celebrate their birthdays, just want to say it's just another day. Use a motherfucking lie. You don't get this shit all the time. You don't. You can go to your job. You can be unemployed. You can eat all the burgers and chicken wings and whatever you want to do and complain about the next day to come. But if you ain't getting no birthdays, man, yeah, because everybody ain't here for it. Listen, I also want to give a shout out to all the folks who keep their masks. If you're wearing your masks, not really going to have mine all like this right now, but COVID is still out here. COVID is still real. Be sure to govern yourselves accordingly and the people around you. Some people not wearing no masks. They're not wearing no drawers, and they just going out here free will. And I don't knock you. I'm just letting you know there's other people around who may take that into consideration. So just be careful. What up to my frat? What up to my peeps? Shout out Dez right there, man. Dez is on here. I'm telling you, man, it's real talk. We do it big. We do it good. Next week, we're going to have the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. He reached out to me today, said, man, I'm going to be in a D-Town in July 11th, and I definitely want to come on to the Online Happy Hour and talk about that. So we're going to visit with the good doctor. We're going to learn about some things. He got a little squeak going on with Mr. Kevin Samuel, so I want to hear his take on that live in effect. So he's going to talk to us here in the D. Well, it's beautiful outside. Looks good. I feel good. So let's dive off into this if you don't mind. The thoughts and ideas displayed today on the Online Happy Hour do not reflect those who are intentionally here to criticize and comment, but what it does represent are those who are here to give their opinion and talk about their interaction as it relates to the subject matter at hand. What is the subject matter at hand, you may ask? I'm going to talk about that and share with you because of what today, what this month, what this quarter is representing. We saw this in the news that just happened. It's Independence Day. America's dad is free. That's right. Bill Cosby is a free man. He's out now. And we're going to talk about how the Independence Day weekend of America's dad affects us now. Yes, indeed. We're going to get some of this. So let's talk about this. How this affects us now. Why in the world would we want to talk about Bill Cosby getting out of jail? What freaking difference does that make that Bill Cosby's out of jail? It makes a lot of difference. It's in the office place environment. It's on your social media cell phone, right? It's all over what we see on the news and news platforms. And people in America, they have a particular way that they're feeling about this. This was the man that was once viewed every Thursday night as America's dad, right? With the wonderful, loving Black American family doing it big in Brooklyn. Now popping pills and rubbing on booties and patting on things and being locked up in real life. So what do we do with that? How are we going to talk about this? We have another Black man that is free, and people have issue with it. We don't look at the fact that we do your time and do the crime. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, and here again, it takes nothing away from the crime that was stated. It was talking about, drugging women, sexual misconduct. People are speaking out, especially in the Black American community. So let's look at that, shall we? Let's look at how America as a whole looked at this, and then we're going to slim that scale down and talk about how the differences is not only of just America as a whole, but look at what Black America is saying, right? We're going to give everybody a walkthrough in on what this really looks like. So you have people who say, all right, well, Dr. Cosby was released from the Pennsylvania prison, yesterday, June 30th. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court said, time served, you did 2 years of a 10-year sentence, and we let him on out, right? They weren't really feeling that. But prosecution says, hey, man, I get it. We're going to go ahead and let him go. We're out. He's a free man. He's 83 years of age. Time served, right? And there are people now that say, well, hey, he violated women. He took advantage of them. He abused them. There were some pills. There were some potions and lotions. He slipped some Mickeys. And even in his own home, he did this. It was alleged that this happened. So please understand, folks, that there are people out there who don't agree with the verdict, who didn't agree with the sentencing. And now we're coming to the heads on that says, where's the balance in society? Why is this 83-year-old man allowed to go free when others have done so much less and they're still walking the streets? Now, there's no need to twist the words here. What I'm not saying is that the crimes that he was convicted of have less value. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the man served his time for this particular act, these allegations that came against him. And even the woman that came and spoke against Bill Cosby dropped the charges. So if she is not bothered by the situation, there are others who feel the need to still be bothered by the situation. There are people out there who are saying, I too am a victim. It has happened to me, and I don't like this, so I'm going to feel my way, and I don't like what's going on with this. You're entitled to your feelings and your opinion, right? You are. There are people out there who say, you know what, Bill Cosby, 83-year-old man, He probably has some freakish ways, whether he did it or not. His wife stands beside him, still is Camille. Even Felicia Rashad, his television wife, stood beside him, right? Others in his community stood beside him, and they are entitled to their opinion as well. So what do you do with that? The man has served his time, right? If we are talking, watch this now, a country of being free and independent, and we're celebrating being independent, we also have people that also want to keep that mindset of, no, you are guilty, you shall always be guilty, and you will stay guilty because of who you are, what you did, and the crime that you committed. Hold that right there, because that is the premise of where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold that right there. You're still guilty in our eyes because of what you did to these people. You made them feel a certain type of way about themselves that they didn't ask for, Mr. Cosby. So now that you have done your crime and you have served your sentence, word got out that you're free. And now that you're free, not everybody feels happy about it. And they still want to keep you in your cell, keep you in bondage, and keep you held down because of how they feel about your acts in the past. Can we look at this, America, and see how if you even believe that that's hypocritical thinking, or is that just the American way? Because if we're looking right now, watch this, of the freedom of America, right, the independence of America, of how people of color have been viewed for a long period of time, right? You've been enslaved, you have been considered less than, you have been looked at as unequal to. I don't want you in my neighborhood. I don't want to see your kind or your people around me. But all that's over now. You served your time. Slavery's over. We're going to celebrate in victory. But hey, there are still people out there that believe, well, no. Once you are enslaved, you shall always be enslaved. Once you have been labeled this way and you did these type of things, then we should keep you there in that particular cage and leave not only your mindset, but your mental growth, your physical growth, and keep you limited because, hey, this is who you are, right? Doesn't matter if you were once America's dad and well beloved. I view you now as a sexual predator. Doesn't matter if you were once considered a king in a different country. I now see you as a slave and less than. But yet we are screaming and talking about how much we want to celebrate independence and being free. Is there any relevance that anybody sees in this? Right? Does anybody see how the two correlate? Yes, no, maybe so. Probably you don't necessarily agree with that, and you have the right to do that because your mind is free. You are a free and independent thinker, are you not? So please feel free to elaborate that, make your comments, make a criticism, share this video, share this link with your friends, and let's talk about this situation because if we are looking at how we're treating Bill Cosby, should we not also say the same thing about how America is treating not the individual, but the classism on the exact same level? Is it not relative, ladies and gentlemen? Meant to strike a nerve with that. I wasn't even really opening up the table on that one, but you got to look at what this is. We're talking about the independence, right? We got people out here, look, who are in position. They're tired of the ready-made, the rigmarole. They want to get free. They want to go out, have a good time, and they want to celebrate because they have the right to be free. They have the right to celebrate. They want to do things amongst their peers in the right way, right? They want to go watch some movies. They want to go fire up the grill. They want to have a few drinks. We got some money to spend. We just don't want to work. We don't want to think right now. We just want to relax our mind, let our conscience be free to do whatever in the freak we want to do. Now, if I have the capability to do that and I have the freedom of my speech and I have the actions to do such, why am I being held in bondage by other people to say that that's not what I'm allowed to do or allowed to say or any place that I'm not allowed to go into? Is this truly a weekend and a time of freedom, ladies and gentlemen? Right? Let's look at that. I mean, we have to this whole freaking weekend needs to be a discussion with your peers, with your children, with your colleagues, whoever you may want to spend time with about this type of stuff. Don't let this shit keep going up under the table. This is the best time to talk about this, right? You got people who feel their certain way about Bill Cosby, not being able to be free because they see him in a certain light. Only. Used to be America's dad. We used to love you over here, but now this president says that you are a sexual predator. And even though you have been found guilty, you did your time and you moved in that direction, and this governing body of Pennsylvania held you down and held you in bondage for that particular time. Once you got free and word got out, everybody wasn't happy with that. But even though you didn't affect them directly, Bill Cosby, they still see something else. And they still hold on to that because that is now how they label you. America, we understand that you used to be kings and you used to be in this particular country over here and were brought in here, found guilty of being embedded and bonded in slavery. And we're going to keep you there at a particular time, 400, 500 years. And the mentality says when the Emancipation Proclamation began, the word got out, Juneteenth, that slaves were free. Well, everybody didn't like the news. Everybody didn't like the verdict of not only the Supreme Court, but the word of the President of the United States of America at the time, Abraham Lincoln. They weren't fond of the information that was passed. So they kept that same mentality that they had of viewing Bill Cosby and said, well, he's still a sexual predator. Well, they're still enslaved. I still see them as servants. I still see them as less than. And that America, that mindset has changed the behavior and the way people see you, view you, many, many, many years to come. So can you truly be free? Once you have been labeled and have done your time, right? Slavery did its time. It's over. Is it? And now you're being passed on to a whole different platform. And now that you can be free and go different places, you can move wherever you want. But can you really? Because you still have the stigma over you. So many, many, many years later. Mr. Cosby's now a free man. He's able to now move and go to different places and come and go as he sees fit. But there's still the people and the idea that says he's still guilty. Huh? Can we say that? Can we say that and keep it 100? Dad says this right here. Dad says strike it up. As in a universe purpose. As in the universe is lined up to say, well, this is where we really see this brother. And we're not going to come together and allow, even in our own community, we're going to keep the bondage of where Bill Cosby is, America's dad, right? You portrayed this in a role, but now we're going to see you in this particular light all the time. I'm about to open up a can real quick. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really pay close attention to how the dynamic is about to shift. Let me bring the relationships in here. Let's talk about this and let's keep this 100. Let's keep this real. So, talking about today's topic, the subject of the matter is how the Independence Day weekend of America's dad affects us now. The question, the statement should have said Bill should have never gotten convicted. Mhm. I can agree with that. Others may not, but hey, he did his time and he cannot be recharged for the same particular crime. You're done, right? Look at that. You cannot be charged for the same crime again. I'm going to come back to that in about 9 minutes. But what I want to look at right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the discussion topic of supporting those who are in need of your support. Coming out and doing the thing with Dez out there for his birthday, the brother got some great fragrances, man. If you don't know what he's doing, he's got a great line of fragrances that are out there, and it's represented very well. Fragrance of God. Be sure to get some of that. Follow Desmond Patterson. Be sure to check him out and see about that. But here's where the support comes in, ladies and gentlemen. We often talk about in relationships how we want our men to support us, right? We ask that our women stand by us and support what we're doing and be an intricate voice when we can't speak for ourselves. So Miss Felicia Rashad, his television wife, spoke up, and even it's even documented as well. She even made the statement that she supports Bill Cosby being back out, right? She supports what this man is. He did his time. She stands behind him, living and starting his new life and beginning there. Depending on where you are with your life and your experiences, you may still be in a place of hurt from wherever you may be. Dozens of women have come across and they've said that, over many years, Bill Cosby had sexual misconduct going back many, many years to the 90s, 80s, 70s, and perhaps even the 60s. It's a long time to have this type of behavior. Most of them, the people that speak out, are not Black women. I don't know if it's a racial concern at that time. I don't know. But those who are speaking out against him. Let's look at who's speaking up for Bill Cosby, right? America's favorite dad. You've got his television wife speaking up for him. He's free. He's holding hands with a young lady. You gotta look at what this is. So many times we've asked that you want your woman to stand beside you. And many times we see that our women are choosing not to stand beside us. So where's the support of the Black woman, ladies and gentlemen? Where is the support of the wifey? Where is the support of your rib? Where is the support of your helpmeet? See, all that is coming into play, right? All that comes into play because if you say I gotta have my, ladies, I need to stand by my man. I want to be his Ruth. He needs to be my Boaz, and I'm coming from his rib, and I'm gonna stand behind him. Even in difficult situations, you must learn to persevere. You worked it out in your home. You figure it out amongst yourselves, and you step out and you conquer the world. And you have women out here who just are making the decision, if he cheats on me, I'm done. You can buy me the wrong chicken sandwich and I'm not going to be mad at you. You violated my health with all this nasty ass food. You have violated our home by making the appearance look bad because your ass can't cut the grass. You've, said some nasty things around my girlfriends and around my parents, and it made me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't like that. But you actually had sex with another woman, and I can't get with that. You violated our relationship. You violated our marriage. This relationship is now done. Okay? It's unforgivable acts. And you're not standing by your man. You're not standing by your support. You're not standing by him. But yet, if it's time as the man comes in need, you don't want to do that. There's there's some problems going on in marriage and relationships, folks, that we're labeling conditional love. And if you ever want to get into a relationship, conditional love must not be considered, right? If you love this man, you love this woman, you're going to thick and thin, you're taking your vows. Think about the support meeting, the supportive help that you are saying that you are going to allow yourself. Now, if that needs to be in your vows, say that. I think a lot of us aren't making the time to really understand how strong a marriage, they want the marriage, they want the results, but they don't want to put the work in. Okay? And I really find it hard to believe that if a man is really doing all this and your wife don't know about it, what kind of relationship do you really have in the beginning as it stands? Yeah, come on. Let's talk about this, man. The Independence Day weekend and how this is affecting us now. You got to see this for what it is, man. You have to see this for what it really is. It's a whole plethora of things here, not just about Bill Cosby being free, but how this affects us as a whole. You've got relationships, right? Of the lady saying that she wants a man to hold her down, right? But you're not willing to hold it down in the house, right? You're not willing to even stand up for that. You're not willing to even give your own. You're not even willing to persevere when times really get tough. And here, this when some shit gets tough. You don't want that. It was said that he was convicted from a confession from a civil suit that wasn't supposed to be used in court. And they held on to that confession for many years, didn't they? They held on to that because it was a whole different agenda to put this man down and hurt him financially and rob you of your climb to the top and your fame. Yeah, that's nasty, right? That is nasty. All his TV kids support him except Lisa Bonet. Do you all find this shocking? Y'all find that shocking. Sad. But ever since Denise Huxtable, Lisa Bonet, didn't finish her second year at Hillman College, it just put a whole nother spiff on me to say, maybe, just maybe she ain't really feeling the Huxtable family. She ain't feeling the love. She got some other stuff going on. She was a little bit different. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but it's just she's a little bit different. You want to have the support of your family and your friends around you. But if we are quick to leave, right, at the drop of something that hurts the family or hurts the image, are you really saying that you are qualified and you are ready to have somebody support you? You think about that, folks. I mean, this is something that we really got to think about. This is it's not just about Bill Cosby being out of jail. It's not about that. It is a whole different level that we are just not discussing. There's a great divide because Bill Cosby is out of jail. It's your main man, Andy Brown, giving y'all some good game right here on the Online Happy Hour. I told you I wanted to come back to a particular topic and discuss that, but to keep that door open about the connection actually the great divide that's going on, let's look at that, right? In your workplace environment, right? There's water cooler talk, there's table talk, there are people who are in their feelings about how Mr. Cosby is now out, and they don't like it. And they want you to not necessarily voice your opinion, but in a way you're going to have to, they're wanting you to show who you are and where you stand on this subject matter. And it could damage some serious relationships that are going on in the workplace environment that you have. For those who are back in the office, it can happen, right? Because now, if you don't think on the same wavelength as your friends and your peers, how do you really feel as if you're going to be treated by them. There's some people out there who are going to have the opinion of the majority simply because they're not comfortable with being looked at differently for having their own opinion. This goes back to that level of independence, right? This goes back to being free and independent. It goes back to saying that it's okay to say that we have the right to think, come, go as we choose, but yet still want to fall in the midst of what the majority has to say, because I don't want to feel as if I'm being taken out, or I don't want to feel as if I'm being ostracized for thinking different, doing different, moving different, feeling different. You have to lock in what the majority has to say because you, sir, ma'am, aren't comfortable in your own independence. You're not comfortable against what the majority has to say. You're not comfortable going against status quo. And you're definitely not comfortable within yourself to stand up for what you believe in. Even in your own home, you don't feel it. It's just this is true. So what in a sense are you truly celebrating? What the hell? Folks just want to, and this is not everybody. Again, thoughts and opinions expressed today on the Online Happy Hour do not reflect everybody. But there are people out there, man, who just want to celebrate, drink, and be merry for any occasion. Right? Hey, man, it's Cinco de Mayo. Even though this isn't truly Mexican independence, we're going to go have some drinks, have some margaritas and tacos, right? Let's just go kick it. Have a couple Coronas, we get down, we have some fun. That's what y'all want to do. No judgment. I'm stating the obvious, right? So watch this now. There are people out there that celebrate St. Patrick's Day. They're not even Catholic. They're far from Irish. They could be Scottish, but yet they are dressed in green and want to pinch you if you're not wearing green, and have a little bit of good luck. Wear some beads and things of that nature. It's what they do, right? There are others who want to celebrate other holidays. I'm going to be very shocked to see what the marketing ploy is now that Juneteenth is an actual federal holiday now. What are people going to say about Juneteenth? How are you going to celebrate Juneteenth? It's been celebrated. Red sodas, watermelon. Now you got to look at how this is going to be marketed in the future, and my people of color who have had people in their family who have been enslaved. Are you going to welcome others who are not like you to celebrate with you and have drinks? And think about this, right? If that is truly how it's going to be, and it's going to be marketed because now it's a federal holiday, you got your holiday, you got your new dance. It's going to come out around Juneteenth. The watermelon slide, whatever the fuck it's going to be called. I don't know. Shit, it's something. How's that going to carry over into, in being around other people now, your peers? You got Juneteenth off from work. Well, how do you celebrate not being a slave anymore? And are you willing to do that, America? Are you willing to stand up, Black America, and say, I'm proud of that? My ancestors have fought a wonderful battle, and this is going to be something different, and it's going to be something that's going to be said and going to be stated and going to be celebrated. Not because you haven't been doing it, but because now that there's a different culture that has been brought to, and the way you felt about your independence, and you could feel free to carry on and do certain things, and your celebration of Juneteenth is now going to be felt as if I have to water this down to make others feel comfortable around me. Am I right about it, somebody? It's free and independent. We're going to cook a lot of food on the 4th of July, right? We're going to have lots of hot dogs and hamburgers and chips and brats and beer and basketball and television and sports, and that's what people are going to do. Consumers are going to be out buying new cars. They're going to be out looking for deals, holidays, specials, and celebrations, right? Department store markdowns, sales, if you will, retail discounts. It's coming to you. It's all out there. It's all because we want to be a part of your independence and your right to be free. Well, how do you celebrate this over here, Juneteenth, that you did not do or you did not welcome at the particular time because you didn't quite know or you didn't quite see and you didn't quite feel the freedom that now that these people are free, I still see them a certain way because of the acts and the crimes that were committed against them. Because I can, and it's so black and white, man. It's so freaking plain right there in front of us. We should address this. You should address this. You should definitely take time to see this, man. I'm people, listen to this. You know, you may not like the messenger, but please adhere to the message. Okay? We got to let those emotions go. We got to let that, you know, we're charging here and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Bill Cosby and I'm saying, well, why do you think people still feel this way about this man? Why do you still think that mindset is still there to say that even though you did your time and even though you were convicted of these alleged crimes, did you even hear what Bill Cosby had to say about this? He didn't do the research. He didn't do it the right way. It wasn't even that's not even who I am. But people still say that this is how we see you. And these are the allegations that are put towards you as a person. This is America, man. See that for what it is. You've got people who have the exact same mindset that say, even though you are considered free now, there is a crime that was committed against you in this country. You were captives, you were held, you were bonded, you were jailed, you did your time, and now you're free. Because of the Emancipation Proclamation, Juneteenth has now said, we got the news a little bit late, but we still got it, and we are free. We can go where we want to go. We can move how we want to move. We can live where we want to live because now we are free. But are you really? But are you really, ladies and gentlemen? Are you really free now? The bondage has been stated, right? The mindset is going to keep you trapped because I can assure you, Bill Cosby has said, I am no longer in that prison. I am no longer in that cage. I am home with my family. I am doing what I do best, and I'm going to live out the rest of my days in my freedom. To the American black man, can you say the same? Will you move the same, right? Even when the world says Bill Cosby is still a criminal, what does Bill Cosby say, right? How does he move and navigate now? So even America, when you are bonded and locked up and people still see you in a cage, they still see you as less than. How do you move? How do you continue to get around? How do you carry yourself? Do you still feel as if you are caged and locked up? Or do you see yourself free? Talk about this now, man. This is some real shit. I have to break this down because I don't think people really want to open up the circumference of our own awareness and see this thing for what it is, just bigger than just the news feed or the tabloid or the commercial or the gossip talk. This is some real life stuff that's going on, and we are not really paying attention to the full embodied picture of what is really happening here in our society. It's bigger than just Bill Cosby getting free, folks. Yeah, it is. It's bigger than just him being free. Because the same motherfucking treatment that Bill Cosby is getting because he is free, it is the embedded mindset of the country of America of what it is. Think about that. Let that shit stick for a minute right there in the bottom of the shit. Let that stick for the bottom of the shit. We got to stop getting out of this closed-minded shit that's going on with us, man. Right? This narrow-minded thinking. You have so many tools in front of you. I have with me. There's an author. I love books. Jason L. Riley wrote this wonderful book called "Please Stop Helping Us." Right? And it is a wonderful dynamic, and it shows about different scales of how it's been made repetitively for people of color. Black people is hard to succeed because of the mindset, right? You allow yourself to see you as free and you can do whatever you want. And there's a mindset that says, no, you're okay, but. And let's give you just enough to move in this way. And I don't really want you to be as comfortable in this light because I really don't want you in this space completely. So let me give you just enough so you can feel as if you're a part of it at this space, but not completely over here. That happens on all levels. I've heard Jay-Z even mention that, even in his walks, billionaire status. Even he gets those racial profiles as somebody who is unemployed and maybe living on the street corners of said city, America. It happens. Tell a family member, man. Tell a friend. Just a few more minutes left in the show here on the Online Happy Hour. It is your main man, Andy Brown, giving y'all some good game, giving y'all some insight. Does this make sense? Is somebody getting something out of this? Hit some likes, man. Hit some love. Talk to me about this. Make some comments. I love the feedback that I'm getting on this. Had a wonderful discussion with my main man, Des Patterson, last week. Next week coming up, Dr. Umar Johnson is going to be joining us here on the Online Happy Hour, discussing some things he has going on in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I definitely want you to not only be a part of that, but chime in on this as well. There was a comment even said here about this. One of the so-called victims says she was raped 3 times in 3 locations, and while her husband knew about it, and she later appeared on an episode, come on, man. There is a bigger issue going on. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Thank you. There's so much that we are not paying attention to, man. There's so many different things, there's so many different layers, because I think we allow ourselves to be distracted by the ones and the twos and of clips, right? We don't allow ourselves to get the full contact of information. This is a cyber world. Everything is readily available upon us, but you have to be able to check the source that you're getting, because there are some people out there, there's some individuals out there who will buy the space to make sure that your mind doesn't get the truth. It's people out there that want to be sure that whatever it is that you're doing, and even in the research that you're choosing, that you will get sidetracked, right? You will be distracted. It's going to help you see that not all this is right. Like, something just doesn't make sense. And we have to be in a position to, we have to be in a position to know the difference. And if we're not learning ourselves, folks, we're not paying attention to what's going on, chances are we're going to miss the boat on all this stuff. Yeah. Tell your family members, man. Tell your friends. This is the Online Happy Hour. Each and every Thursday night, I get down right here on social media, and I hit y'all with some real good game. Hit some likes, man. Hit some love. Talk to us about this. Give me your feedback. I love some of the sidebar conversations that go on, even when the show is over. People talk to me about, man, I really appreciate what I heard, AB. I love what you're saying. Keep doing your thing. It's some encouraging words, encouraging people around me, and I thank you all for that. So I continue to come here. This platform is my stress reliever. It is a place where I can really just unwind and be me and talk to you all about what's going on, not only in my world and the community, but just things that are going on in society as you allow yourself to see what's really happening, right? We got to do that. We got to come together. We got to talk about these things, and we got to do this with each other, for each other, not only for ourselves, man, but for the next generation. Do you know how often we are getting lost in our own society simply because we're not paying attention? There was so many times ago, and watch the pattern. Before social media was big, before the era of the internet, what tended to happen was, as soon as people would start to wake up and start to see things different, distractions would come in the form of entertainment, right? What do you mean? Why would entertainment be a distraction? It comes in the form of familiarity and the nice dangling carrot and the shiny carrot and the big bright light to keep you away from looking at something that woke you up to just say, hey, oh, whoa, what was that? I didn't quite understand that. I probably need a little bit more of that. Oh my God, they brought back an old show. Good Times is back on TV again. Man, I remember when James and JJ got shot, and then Michael had the girlfriend with the CBC. Now you ain't even paying attention to what's going on because you have been distracted. There was agendas against our food, right? Where it's being distributed, what type of food was going on, grocery stores leaving certain communities. But we didn't want to necessarily talk about that. Did you notice in the greater Kansas City area, the buy rights were leaving the community, right? The price choppers were starting to dwindle down, and now we have to go a little further out to go grocery shopping. But why is that an issue? Why did you see the new dances going on? You get so distracted. And that is a recipe that has been going on for so many years and so many decades that I think we lose focus on proper and bigger agendas, right? One of the big examples is we found out a few weeks ago, being independent. Juneteenth is now a holiday. And okay, cool, man. We got a holiday, Juneteenth. Well, first of all, Juneteenth has been around for well over 300 years. It ain't going nowhere, right? It's being celebrated, period. It may not be celebrated by the masses, and that's fine. But why should we focus on making a holiday and a right to celebrate when there are still hate crimes going on against people of color, right? We got to prioritize and not allow ourselves to get distracted. I can assure you that the next wave that's going to come in, something that may be attacking, it could be something that goes along with health, could be something that goes along with our bodies and our food. The next police shooting, because it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. The next police shooting that happens and unfortunately may take away another young black male. There could be a new dance craze that comes out. It could be something else because we allow ourselves to get distracted, folks, and we cannot continue to do that. People have to wake up and see that true independence comes with free thinking and forward action. Let me pull this up, man. I studied this for so long, and I listen. I have something I'm going to share with you all just a minute. I'm at this phone, kind of regroup itself. But what I want you all to really see is that it takes people to come together. It takes like-minded people to not only want to come together, but be willing to work together and listen to one another, right? We get in a space so oftentimes that somebody has a stronger voice or a deeper voice, or could be the tallest person in the room, but they may not have the best ideas. They really just want to hear themselves freaking speak. They just want to hear themselves talk. They want to stand out in the crowd, but they may not have the right idea nor is it time for them to be in leadership position. So what tends to happen is they want to get distracted and cause issues and cause concerns, and that's necessarily not the right thing to do. So we gotta understand where this is really coming from, man. It's a great divide within our community. It's a great divide within our people, and it's just a great divide within our mentality to say we're just not getting it. Let me read this to you, man. This is something I found very profound many years ago, and it stands true to this day. It talks about independence. It's Independence Weekend, right? We're gonna celebrate. They're gonna get your food and get your hot dog, fire up the grill. So we're gonna do, take the kids out, go to the pool. This is meaning of greater coverage and analysis of international news. Now it's no longer far away and foreign, but close at hand. We're talking about independence. And it means finally that the government of all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside of the narrowest limits of our national security. And we, as your government, intend to do it. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the carrier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance and confident that we will help man be what he was born to be, free and independent. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 39th President of the United States, put that down, and unfortunately they took that man's life. Free and independent. So let's think about this, folks. How the Independence Day weekend of America's Dad affects us now. How was your independence? How was your thinking? How was your behavior? How was your movement going to be affected this weekend? I want you to take care. I want you to take heed. I want you to have your eyes open about everything that surrounds you, right? Your community, your neighbors, right? What you buy, what you wear. It's going to stand out. You're going to be looked at a little bit differently. And how do you take that with your own community? If you're traveling and you're going to spend some money in a different location, right? You want to vacate, you want to go shine, you want to floss, you can do that. I'm not saying not to do that. But what I am saying is I want you to take heed and kind of look at things with an open mind around you in the circumference of your own awareness. People are going to be moving differently now, because there are some people who feel and know that they are free to do whatever they want. And they know you probably don't see yourself in the same way. So you have to just be on guard, protect your families, right? Protect yourself, protect your know-how, protect your knowledge. And overall, folks, be allowed to be free and independent. This is the right time to make different choices. This is the right time to bring on new evolution. This is the time for us to really be straight up, man, and work together. And it's okay to do that. You can have an independent thought process over here and have an independent thought process over here and come together and make some great things happen. I encourage that. If it's all for the better and it makes the people, the situations, and the actions around us even better. Highly encouraged, and you definitely have my support. So I definitely want to thank you for making time tonight here on the Online Happy Hour. Definitely want to send a shout out to all who chimed in, made some noise, got involved, and said their piece, because why? You're free and independent to do so. And if you got some good game out of this show tonight, man, please, without a shadow of a doubt, do me a favor. Tell 2 more people to tune in with you next week, as the wonderful Dr. Umar Johnson is going to be shining and giving us some light about what he's doing here in the DFW on July the 11th. So get real. Get ready. I'm enjoying it. I feel good. Log in, listen, and learn, fam. On behalf of my family, I say good night to y'all. Good night to my friend. Enjoy your independence, because you are free. And God bless you. It is the Online Happy Hour right here, working to you live with your main man, Andy Brown. Love you, and thank you.